Hey there, this is Pretty Kitty. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk about using references, tracing, and even referencing other people's style. Yeah, this is gonna get really juicy, guys. So my thoughts on it. People feel like when they're using references, they're cheating, or when they're tracing, they're cheating. But there are different ways of going about it. For example, if I'm using a royalty-free website such as Pixabay or Morguefile, you're able to use those websites and use the photos and even the illustrations that are on that website, and you can do whatever you want with it and nobody cares. Now, here's the thing. When I use a photo for reference, first of all, I have to always have to read the licensing for that photo. For example, there's this girl on DeviantArt. She creates stock photos for poses, and her name is Senshi Stock. You have to just abide by the terms of service or the terms of use. For example, some people may allow you to do commission work with their poses and their stock photos. Some people only allow you to use it for personal use. Some people don't want you to take their photos and resell them as your own. You have to read it. You have to read what they are allowing you to do. Another thing for using references, don't go on Google. Don't just say, oh, there's this photo on Google. No. The only way you can go on Google and use a photo for references, using a photo from just Google as a reference, you have to make sure you blend that photo along with plenty other photos. This is going to lead to my next tip with using references. Do not be married to that one image. If you have an idea and you want to use this Google image, and it's obviously somebody's image, like a photographer or something of that matter, what you want to do is you want to make sure you use just enough of that image and blend it and marry it with other images. That is how you're able to take parts and bits and pieces and put them all together and create something new, or create something combined, so to say. This goes with styles too. This goes with other people's artwork too. I don't see a problem when you're inspired by somebody else's artwork and you want to incorporate that sort of same thing with other people's artwork. I don't see the problem. There are actually a couple other artists that kind of feel the same way. It depends on what you're doing though. That's the biggest thing. If you're taking, let's say you're taking a piece that you're inspired by, and you create the exact same thing, and then you pass off that idea as your own, then that's not kosher. That's not cool, bro. You might want to do something different. If you want to practice and you see something that you want to do just because you want to do it, then do it. For example, there's a couple of pieces that I actually want to emulate in my sketchbook just because I like the idea and I want to just do it. I wish I thought of it myself. But what I'm suggesting with these sort of ideas is that maybe you'll find somebody's art and you'll find a piece that inspires you and you find a piece that you like. Well, do that piece and then make it better. If you're gonna reference off of someone's artwork, make it better. That's all I gotta say, make it better. So, outright tracing. Don't trace other people's artwork if you're going to be profiting off of that, or if you're going to be passing that idea off as your own. Tracing is totally okay. It's totally fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, to be quite honest, I want to take a couple pieces and trace them myself just to understand what the artist was thinking, understand why they decided to use that composition or this, whatever. But using references is okay. Taking a photo and using that as a reference for a tree or a reference for a building or a reference for whatever is totally okay. That's fine. If you want to go even more in depth with using references, take your own photos actually that grounds your piece in reality a lot more than than just trying to pull it out your butt. So using multiple stock images or using multiple photos will also elevate your piece. Not only will you be able to have a piece that you can call a little bit more of your own, but you're also able to blend and combine and to make something better than your original idea. Using references is 100% okay. Believe me, I know it might feel like you're cheating, but you're not. I want to dispel that myth. I don't know where that myth started from, but it needs to stop. It's okay. It's okay to use references. It's okay to trace. It's okay to get inspired off of people and having that go off and having you create something better than what you have done before. And that spirals off to being original. It's a huge problem, I think, when artists want to be quote unquote original. And I feel like now that my eyes have been opened into the idea of being original and knowing that it doesn't exist, that every idea that we have and every idea that we execute is just one thing inspired from another thing, inspired by something from today, something from 10 years ago, and something from tomorrow, all put together and created, that's fine. I feel like sometimes we as artists, we put ourselves in these boxes, and it's a dark box, and we're saying, we've got to be original, we've got to be original, we've got to be original. No, this idea won't work. This idea has been done before. But every idea that you come up with has been done before. It's true. Every idea. Even my idea of a little girl having a tea party with a giant draconic figure. Yeah, that's completely done before. Even though I haven't looked at other pieces, or I haven't modeled my piece from other pieces, but it's been done before. When you realize that your ideas are not as original as you think, and that the only way you can truly execute that idea, the best way you can, is just to do it, there's going to be a huge weight lifted off your shoulders. I think that we as artists just have to just do, and ideas will come from just doing. I'll sketch something, and I'll sketch a very cliche idea, and while I'm sketching, something might pop up and I might be like, wait, what happens if I do this? And that's where creativity comes from. I think creativity comes from just doing. Those are my thoughts on being original. Those are my thoughts on tracing and using references. Tracing is okay, using references is okay, even being inspired by other artists is okay. But it all depends on how you go about it, and it all depends on how you execute it too. If you use multiple references, if you use multiple images, if you trace from something that is completely royalty free, you'll be fine. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and find the next piece you find on Google Images and trace from that. No, but if you see something, if you see an image that resonates with you or speaks with you, use that to inspire you. And if it is royalty free, then copy the heck out of it, because there is a reason why that image speaks to you, and there's a reason why that image is aesthetically pleasing. So that was the end of the painting. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments about watercolor or anything art related in general, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, because I upload every Thursday. And by the way, these flowers up here were all referenced. How were they referenced, you may ask? Well, I have taken my own photos, and I've decided to release my own free photo reference pack. If you're interested in your own free for use reference packs, please take a look in the description and you will find all the information there. As always, materials are also in the description below, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one, you guys.